Gather around, little ones. Come closer. Let me tell you the story of a brave lion. A lion named Kito who lived many, many moons ago. Kito wasn't the biggest lion in the jungle, nor was he the strongest. But he was brave. His courage was known far and wide. But his greatest test was yet to come. Once upon a time, in the deep heart of our very own jungle, the land suffered a terrible drought. The rivers dried up, the trees lost their green, and the animals, once full of life, became weak and weary. No rain came for many moons, and the jungle fell silent with fear. Now, there was talk, whispers really, about a magical river high up in the mountains. They said its waters had the power to restore life to the jungle. But there was a catch. A fierce creature guarded the river, a serpent named Mamba, whose eyes burned like fire, and whose scales shimmered like the sun. No animal dared go near, but Kito, the brave lion, he stood tall. He said to the others, "If I don't go, the jungle will wither, and we will all perish. I will face Mamba. I will find the river, and I will bring the water back to save us all." Many animals doubted him and others feared for him, but Kito's heart was full of courage. So off he went, traveling through the dark forests where the trees whispered secrets of old. He crossed the wide plains where the wind howled like a pack of wolves, and he climbed the rocky hills that shook under his paws. For 3 days and nights Kito journeyed, never wavering, never turning back. At last, he reached the mountain. The air was cold, and the sky darkened, but Kito climbed higher, his eyes fixed on the task ahead. When he reached the top, there it was, the enchanted river, its waters shimmering under the pale light. But coiled around it like a great shadow was Mamba. Mamba was massive, larger than Kito had imagined, with scales that glittered like gold and eyes that burned with fire. "Who dares approach my river?" Mamba hissed, his voice sharp and cold. But Kito did not flinch. He stepped forward and said, "I am Kito, lion of the jungle, and I have come for the water. Our land is dying and we need it to survive." Mamba laughed, a deep, chilling sound. "Do you think you, a mere lion, can defeat me? No one has ever taken water from this river. You will meet your end here." But Kito stood firm. He did not come to fight, but if he must, he would. The two circled each other, Mamba ready to strike, and Kito watching closely, his heart steady. Then, with one swift motion, Mamba lunged at Kito, but Kito was quick. He dodged the attack, leaping onto a large boulder near the river. Mamba lunged again, and Kito pushed the boulder with all his might. The boulder rolled down into the river, breaking the rocks that had blocked the water for so long. And then, the waters rushed forth. A great torrent of water flowed down the mountain, streaming into the jungle below. The river was free, and its magical waters began to heal the land. The trees turned green again, the animals drank their fill, and life returned to the jungle. Kito stood tall, watching as the land came back to life. The animals cheered for him, for the lion who was not the biggest or strongest, but the bravest of them all. As for Mamba, he slithered away, defeated but unharmed. Kito had shown mercy, for true bravery does not come from strength alone, but from kindness. And so, little ones, the jungle was saved, and Kito's name was remembered forever. A lion whose heart was bigger than any challenge he faced. Remember his story when you face your own fears. For sometimes it is not the strongest who win, but those who have the courage to try.